Heidi Ho Neighbors, Radio Goji here, and welcome to Squeeze the World Toys. And today, we're going to be taking a look at a very special figure indeed. Today we're going to be taking a look at Prime Wars, technically Titan Masters, in a way, Deluxe class Repugnus. Now, with the Prime Wars trilogy coming to an end, Hasbro wanted to kind of celebrate the success of the trilogy by releasing 3 special Deluxe class figures, one representing each a part of the trilogy. For Combiner Wars, they did a special edition Blast-Off, which I am not getting because I already had plans for the Combaticons that we'll see later, or perhaps have seen if you watched ShotSpots and Mavericks. In fact, Repugnus here actually did make an appearance on ShotSpots and Mavericks, but we're going to actually be doing a full-on review of this guy here. So, for Titan's Return, they chose Buggy Boy Repugnus here. Repugnus is one of the Monster Bots, which was a line, a sub-line of a line of Transformers that could shoot sparks out of the mouths of the alt modes, which was incredibly safe, and I am a terrible liar. Not in no way did a similar toy catch somebody's underwear on fire. I think Hairspray may have also been involved. I wasn't involved in that, but I can understand why. They don't really make a lot of toys that shoot sparks out of their mouths anymore. Now, Repugnus was technically part of Titan's Return. Actually, all 3 of the Monster Bots were technically part of Titan's Return. There was a full Deluxe class version of Double Cross, I believe his name was. They renamed him Twinferno for licensing reasons, but there was a Double Cross there. There was also a Grotesque that was a limited edition box in with a Scorponok, I think. But Repugnus himself was just a standalone Titan Master that had a little bug thing as his animal friend. This Repugnus is very much a Deluxe class figure. It is a heavy retool of the aforementioned Twinferno figure, and he's got a lot of cool little things that he can do in his bug mode. He can move his legs around, I guess, but he's got these cool little bug claw scythe arms, and you can open his mouth, and he can not shoot sparks out of it, but it's still open, so it's pretty cool. And with him technically being a Titan's Return figure, he does come with a Titan Master. The Titan Master being named Dastard. I don't recall Dastard being the name of anything in particular. In fact, I'm fairly sure when I looked up who Dastard might be, that was basically just a name made up for this particular Titan Master. It doesn't have anything to do with the Monster Bots or anything like that in the past. It does kind of sort of resemble the Titan Master version of Repugnus, but the head mode doesn't have as big of eyes. Just smaller eyes on there. But it's still like all yellow and whatnot, like Repugnus does tend to be. The special edition Deluxe class figures do also come with Prime Masters, which is basically the entire reason why I did a Prime Master video last time. And in this particular case, we have Solus Prime. Solus Prime is a Prime Master that was made available standalone, just in a different color scheme, and I believe she also came with a decoy armor that was based off of Octopunch, which is odd because Octopunch is a Decepticon pretender, and I'm fairly sure Solus Prime was one of the more benevolent primes. Anyway, as far as the lore goes, she's apparently the first female Transformer, like she's the progenitor of all the female Transformers, and she's also like the group Blacksmith. So if you have like any kind of a special item, like a special magical thing that any Transformer Prime has, chances are good that Solus made that, so that's pretty cool. Solus's icon looks like this, thusly. This is mostly made out of this transparent blue plastic, but also has like the flat gray over it, which actually kind of gives a nice kind of effect here. I actually really do like this. In fact, I've noticed that the paint jobs all around on these are actually really nice. Let me bring up Dastard again here. The paint job on Dastard, for example, is a lot better than most of the Titan Masters that I have, even ones that come with the Deluxe and Voyager and whatnot class figures. I overall really like the the color schemes on these guys, and that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. Now, obviously, this is a deluxe class figure, and he is a little bug monster, but he still does have all the accoutrements that deluxe class figures did have in Titan's Return. So, for example, there is a place where a Titan Master can sit. There is a cockpit here. This little green window here is actually a hatch that can open up. I'm going to move his head out of the way real quick. You can get your fingernail under there, and you can see that opens up and reveals basically a seat that Dastard can sit in there. Now, Solus Prime cannot fit in that in this space here for reasons that her head is too big. Her Prime Master head is too big, and it doesn't really fit in the groove at the top like Dastard's does, and it just kind of hooks in with the with that tab on the back of the legs, so you can have him sitting in the little cockpit there, close that up, and you can see him looking out. That's really cool. Also, there are other parts that can come off, and you can put Titan Masters or Prime Masters in. For example, these wings on the back, the little bits of carapace, can actually do a couple of things, but one of the things that they can do is they can combine together to make like this sort of weird sled thing. And you can fit a Titan Master or Prime Master of your choice in there, and they'll sit in and hook in their, just basically peg them in like so. There we go. So it's kind of a cool little thing that you can have them sit in, and this can also peg into these slots on the shoulders. So it's kind of like those awkward, lopsided things, like Highbrow or I think Blur also does a similar thing, as we'll see in later reviews, where you can just kind of like put a turret on there for like no reason other than the fact that it looks kind of cool. So for the time being, let's get into the transformation of Bug Boy here. I'm going to put Solus off to the side. She can sit right there. We're going to also take these carapace bits and put them off to the side and get Dastard out of the cockpit, because he's going to be needed soon. I had to jump cut to get him back out, because sometimes he is a pain in the butt to get back out. So close that up here. So we're going to start the legs here. I'm going to fold the feet like this, and these are going to go into these sections here. These will fold down like so, and then the whole thorax part is going to straighten and flip out to make the robot legs. Just flip these parts thusly to make the feet, and also make sure that the bug feet are facing backwards. These also do tab in like so, but they don't do so all the time. So they're either kind of just loosely sitting there. I mean, they'll hold, but they're just loosely sitting there, or they're going to be really hard to get back out. Either way, it's fine. Take the bug claws. I'm going to put the claws in like this, straighten out the arms. Then we're going to twist like that, fold, and then these are going to fold into the chest and make basically kind of robot pecs, which is funny. The robot arms are going to peg out from the back, bring those down, and twist into place and get the hands out. And then the bug head is going to separate like that, fold down and peg back into the back, get everything in place. Take your Titan Master, turn him into the head, and he will peg into the obvious Titan Master head port on the top. And then the bug wings or whatever will tab in to these diagonal slots on the back, like this, for storage. And here we have Repugnus in his robot mode, which again, I really like the color scheme. The articulation is pretty much what you would expect from most figures up to this point, so I'm not going to go too much into detail. And usually with Solus Prime at this point, seeing as there really isn't too much else of a place we can put her, because she doesn't come with a decoy arm or anything, I just like to put her in her spark mode, open up the chest, and although she doesn't really sit in her robot mode, you can just kind of store in here. And then close that back up. And there you go, you got Prime Master storage. Now the wing parts can also form different kinds of weapons, a couple different kinds of weapons for him. First off, the obvious, he can, obviously with the way that they're shaped here, he can hold them like swords. So you got dual-wielding swords. But another way that you can do is these can actually basically sandwich in like their sled mode before, but on the on one of his forearms here, I think they fit on like this. All right, there we go. The slots that the pegs go into aren't exactly perfectly shaped for it, but the instructions say you can do this, so you can have like kind of like the sled is sort of a bladed gauntlet for him, which is also kind of cool. But yeah, all in all, if you can pick this guy up, do go ahead and do so. I personally kind of picked him up on a whim because they're the third figure that's going to be part of this special edition stuff is Power of the Prime's version of Punch Counter Punch. And when I went to make sure I got my pre-order in, I saw this guy was available for pre-order as well, so I looked at it and decided to go for it. I'm really glad that I did. The problem is, with this being a special edition thing, it is a limited quantities, and it's only through Amazon. So if you can get there, I don't know if they really have them new anymore. The last time I checked, like all the new ones were sold out, and they were just kind of on their second hand now for like $40. I got mine again pre-ordered, so I only had to pay like $25 for mine. But unlike Blastoff, of which there are still plenty of quantity left as far as I've seen, Repugnus is going to be a little bit harder to find at a decent deluxe class price, even a limited deluxe class price. So. But if you can afford it and you feel like you can justify paying that much, definitely go ahead and pick them up. I'm sure glad that I did. So there will be more Transformers next time as well. So until then, I've been Rado Goji, and I'll be here next time. Join me, won't you?